Hello, and welcome to This Week at the Farm.
I'm Molly Elwood. I am a second-generation farmer. I have 10 cows, 13 chickens, 722 dogs, and a donkey named Dingo.
And I'm Jake Yap. I'm a veterinarian and smallholder.
This week, we are going to be talking about robo-farming. Two animals with 7 legs between them, one and one nose. I guess they're...
Yeah.
Oh,
How does he smell?
Not very well. A story of friendship.
Probably going to have to put it down.
Yeah.
That's the old joke, isn't it?
Yeah.
My dog's got no nose. How does he smell? Never mind that. I'm going to have to shoot him in the back of the head. So, first to talk about is robo-farming, particularly robo-dog farming. This is obviously increasingly happening across the meat industry. Robots are fulfilling a lot of the basic tasks. And I think you did a sort of fact-finding trip, didn't you?
I did. I was really worried, we all hear the robots are taking our jobs, but they're taking some of the best jobs. AI, I don't have to put my hand up anywhere that I don't want to anymore. If I have
Why
the right
wouldn't you
robot.
want to?
Sometimes it's tight. It's just tight. It's a tight fit. So I went to Dusseldorf and I went to check out the Animal Robot Festival, which had there. It was really great. It was mainly around robots milking cows.
Right.
And robots feeding baby cows.
Yeah.
But a lot of the machinery can be used in different ways for dogs. And so I went there and I was really surprised by some of the stuff I saw.
Yeah, I know that it's much more difficult because we've been asked quite a bit about this. It's more difficult because dogs are not standardized in size the way cows are. So you only have to design one milking robot for cows. Whereas, teat sizes alone on dogs, as you know, you've got some that are, the size of a mung bean, and you've got some the size of your thumb, practically. So that alone is problematic. And I know that when you went to do stuff, they tried to do a demonstration, I think, but they had the Great Dane milkers. They messed up, and they had Pekingese dogs, and it just ripped the legs off them or something.
It did. It was pretty bloody. There's some children with a local 4-H group. Very horrified, but we all need these life lessons. So
it's a fact of farming.
It is, yeah. And so I got kind of excited thinking that we could use. Landon has a couple leftover standing desks from when he used to work in software.
Oh, right.
When the office,
that was such a thing.
It was, and when the office closed down, nobody cared what was in the office, so he just took some.
Oh, cool.
So we have a whole shed that's filled with these standing desks, and we thought that we could retrofit them to lift them to the height. So that way the robot can be the same size.
I see.
And we just lift the small ones.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe upside down, legs first.
Yeah. The other problem, of course, is that cows' breasts generally are quite bald, like human breasts.
Right.
Whereas dog breasts are quite hairy.
Yeah.
And so actually getting the connection and even just finding the teat for the sort of laser or infrared or whatever the camera is, I don't know what the technology is very difficult when it comes to dogs. Are there any solutions to that?
Yeah, so we, I can't remember which animal they do this for. A lot of the burning of the hair off of them. Maybe they do it.
They do actually do it with cows.
Yeah,
because they have a few hairs.
Yeah. So we just blast them one quick.
The blowtorch.
Yeah, and it's quick. They're feisty for a little bit afterwards, but
sure.
Yeah, it's fine. All the hair's gone, and we can just.
Yeah.
Smells awful.
God. Yeah. Burning keratin.
You think wet dog smells bad? Burnt dog.
Yeah, I can imagine. And a lot of people have been asking, well, okay, so if the puppies don't drink the mother's milk, just as the cows, what are you feeding them?
You were the one who helped come up with what the secret was.
I did some consultation on it, but I came from a place of total ignorance about it. It's put in its basic sense what we feed the puppies, just like with calves. There is some milk protein in there. There's fats, vitamins and minerals, and antibiotics quite often. Some things that get put in there are animal plasma. That's a concentrated source of protein. I mean, as you might imagine, it's extracted from the blood of the other animals' stuff. And then we'll put in either vegetable oils, palm oil, coconut oil. I know some of those are a little problematic for some people. They don't like to eat palm oil, but we feed them to the animals.
It's nice when you have a buffer between you and the palm oil.
Or even when you think about it, you said to me, well, what is milk? Largely, it's fat. And you can just use a different fat. So you could use palm oil, but actually we'll use tallow or lard.
Oh, yeah.
So calves, puppies, they will enjoy a diet of animal fat.
Also, because it's February, #February.
February, of course. Wow.
Yeah. It's the month we celebrate all things milk. So, a lot of people have been talking about dairy and how it's related to veal, asking about our veal puppies. And one thing that I love to tell again and again is how veal is this incredible sustainability story. Because not only are our veal puppies the side product, the byproduct of dairy, but we also get to feed them the leftovers from when we're making cheese. So when we're making our dog cheese, you're left with whey, which everybody knows is fabulous for building muscles. And that's also because we eat so much cheese, we have so much whey, which is why there's whey in everything.
And that's why I would urge people to keep eating cheese, because you are very directly contributing to that system.
It's
hugely beneficial.
Hashtag upcycling. It's the cheese industries, the meat industries, the dairy.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Do you know what? I could not give up cheese.
No, me neither.
You could offer me £1 million, and there is no way. You could have my dear old mother on her knees right in front of me with like a whistle in her mouth. So, and I'd be like, just do it. Pull the goddamn trigger, because I need my cheese.
Have you had nachos?
Right?
I mean,
come on, you are not. No way, man. Like cheese on toast, baked potato with cheese,
grilled cheese. Cheese on a salad.
Pull the trigger. Kill her. Kill her.
God, I know the feeling.
I wouldn't blink. It'd be like, that's a no-brainer. Couldn't give up cheese. Absolutely couldn't give it up. Love it. So we got a happy story.
Yeah.
This is a very cute story. This is Tripod and Denver.
Yes.
Now, who are they?
So Tripod is a puppy.
Yeah.
He was born with 3 legs. He lived in his mother for probably 2 months after the rest of his pack was born.
A what?
Yeah. So we've bred them to have 15 puppies at a time to just speed things up. And she didn't drop the last one. She just walked around with him for quite some time. Finally, she just split open.
Right.
It was.
That was the end of her.
That was the end of her. Right. But he was half out, and when we pulled him out, his leg stayed in.
Okay.
So
you lost the mum, and he lost the leg.
Yes.
But you ended up. But I'm assuming. Well, it's a fact of farming that not every animal makes it to fulfill its purpose, i.e., to feed us.
Yes.
If they're injured or they're sick or whatever, they're not going to get to slaughter because there's no market value to them.
Yeah.
So presumably Tripod was never going to make it.
No, Tripod was not going to make it, but we kept him around for a while.
Okay.
We're going to keep him around for just a little bit longer because he's endlessly entertaining, and he's made friends with the chicken named Denver. And so the thing is, Denver doesn't have any eyes.
What an unlikely pair.
I know. Tripod and Denver.
This is like a very disturbing Disney movie.
Well,
why doesn't he have any eyes?
I think they were pecked out by one of the other chickens.
That's why you got a debeak.
Yeah, I mean.
You got high density chicken population. You got a debeak.
Yeah, so they guide each other around. Tripod helps Denver find food.
Right.
And then Tripod kind of
Denver
leans on
like
Denver.
A prop.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah.
Denver will. Yeah. So they're really cute. We made a bunch of YouTube videos of them.
Brilliant.
We've reached that monetizing point with them.
Okay.
So
you've kind of had the value.
Yeah. So the dodo picked it up. It was really cool.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, Dodo's so cute, those stories.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Dodo, you should definitely check out their stuff. That's very cool that you made it onto Dodo.
Yeah.
Now, Landon, we should talk about your husband, Landon, who last time was suffering from xanthelasma, which is where cholesterol fat starts oozing out of your skin.
Yeah.
But he's drying up, right?
Thank God. Thank God.
Good. So he's okay.
I've been rolling him in cornstarch to try and absorb it, and
he's chicken frying.
He's chicken frying. Yeah, so he's doing much better now. But right now we're facing another issue. Right now is my nephew Donnie. Donnie is he's going through puberty really early.
Okay, well that's how early?
He's 2.5.
That's early. 2.5.
Yeah. His voice has dropped like 2 octaves.
Wow.
And
it's like a weird, freaky Barry White.
Right.
Wow.
And being like, how do you shave a 2-year-old? They do not hold.
They won't sit still. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like, do you want a 2-year-old with like a Santa beard?
Yeah.
Or
well, I'm assuming it's not going to be quite. Well,
not
I mean, I
white.
guess.
Not white, but it's just.
But also, is it like that kind of wispy?
It's baby hair. So it's kind of like, it looks like it's very
thin.
fine.
It's very thin and fine.
wispy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So.
That could be cute. So why is that happen? What's?
If you consume a lot of meat and dairy at a young age,
right,
it can really advance and change the hormones in your body.
Really?
Yes. And so this was an experiment that my sister-in-law was doing.
Yeah.
Of let's see how early we can get our child eating dog meat and dairy.
And
we were all excited. Most kids are so picky, right?
Yeah, right.
And Donnie was so good. He cleaned his plate every time.
Amazing.
We put dog ribs in front of him.
Cute.
We put whey along the way.
Lots of whey. I mean, it sounds very cute, and you should probably try and get some video, because I would love to see a little 2-year-old saying, "Mom, give me another burger." Like, extraordinary to produce that sound from such a little frame.
We're already ready for. I'm pitching him to be a singer. We've got to get a guitar in front of him. We've got to get him practicing and.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It is also a bit disturbing because there are other changes.
Well, they haven't learnt all the social cues by 2.5, have they?
No.
Wow, that could be fun.
No.
That's funny.
That's funny. Well,
I'm glad Landon's better, and I'm excited to. I mean, I don't need to see what happens with Donnie. I don't want to see, actually. I don't think I want to know.
I don't think Donnie should be in public for a while right now. He's kind of. It's a bit. I don't know if you've been in the terrier shed.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's busy.
It's busy.
It's busy.
It's busy. Yeah. Well.
Let's move on to your emails.
Don't forget, you can always email us at podcast@elwooddogmeat.com.
Yes, and our first email comes from Lydia, who says, "Hi, Jake and Molly. I'm a long-time listener of TWAT Farm." Okay, I mean, it's episode 4.
Massive fan.
Long time
fan.
listener, sure.
Season 1.
And I'm fascinated by the world of dog farming. I'm curious about the day-to-day realities of life on a dog farm. What are some of the biggest challenges you face, and what are the most rewarding aspects of your work? Thanks, Lydia. What would you say is the biggest challenge?
Getting the blood off my hands.
That's so funny. Because my answer was blood. But far away, blood.
It is. I mean, metaphorically and physically. I don't know how. It's always in my pores. It's in my.
Yeah.
Under my nails.
But it's also like, if they bleed out, or there's fighting or whatever, it gets in the stalls, it gets in their fur. It's a nightmare.
It is. It's, especially the white dogs. It's pretty gross.
And also, it's the expense of the blood, because you can't sell it for a huge price. There is some money to be had. We talked about plasma earlier on and stuff. And you will sometimes see, if you're driving on a motorway, you'll see those big tankers, and they're filled with animal blood from the slaughterhouse. But I mean, there's very little money to be had out of it.
One of those crashed on our farm road last week.
What?
Oh.
Wow.
Pretty gory.
You could have shot a really cool horror movie. You should have done that.
Well, it was really awkward because the nephew got into it. He was rolling around in it.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
So he's confused, I mean, nobody knows what happens if you hit puberty at that age, what you're going to be into.
God, getting the blood off a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, my kid at that age was really into car transporters. I shudder to think if he'd hit puberty, what would be happening there?
Too bad. It's too bad.
That's real bad.
Yeah.
What about the rewards, though? I'll tell you, for me, it's actually seeing the puppies you know, whenever you get a new batch of them coming in. And particularly for me, if I know that I made them, you know, if I've done the artificial insemination myself, if I've pushed the straws up there into all those little dog vulvas, seeing that direct result of your work.
I feel a bit like a father.
Yeah, and they're just so cute. I mean, obviously, they're still technically puppies when they go off to slaughter, but, you know, they've had a good, if very short, life. And it's a fact to farm it, guys.
How will you feel when your AI job is taken over by an AI robot?
You know, I think every farmer would say that, you know, every task, every sort of daily task that you have to fulfill, whether it's inseminating them or worming them or dehorning them or whatever, you know, it's a way of connecting with your animals. And there is something to miss in that. But at the same time, it's more money.
Right.
So what are you going to do?
And also, I feel like you're going to get as much reward from greasing up and tinkering with your robot dog that you're going to get from greasing up and tinkering with your mother dog.
Yeah,
you know?
And their precious vulvas. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Next email.
Dog belly cooking tips. Hi, Molly and Jake. I'm a huge fan of your show, and I'm always looking for new culinary inspiration. For an upcoming dog-themed dinner party, I'm hoping to impress my guests with a delicious dog belly dish.
Oh, nice.
Could you share any insider tips or unique cooking methods for preparing dog belly? Any special marinades or cooking techniques you'd recommend? Thanks, Patrick.
Dog belly is fantastic, and everybody loves dog belly. It can be quite fatty. It's one of the fattiest cuts of meat there is.
That's why you love it.
But it is why you love it. I think going low and slow obviously is, you know, everybody kind of knows that. But if I have a top tip, if you get boiling water and scald the skin before you cook it, it still behaves like living skin. So just, you know, with your own hand or whatever, it contracts the skin. You can watch it. It behaves like skin. But it also opens the pores up. And that allows, I'm sorry, it's still a bit fresh with Landon. The pores open and the fat releases. And that means you get crispier skin.
Yeah, I have been able to eat dog belly since Landon's.
Really?
No, at least not like that.
Come on.
Yeah, it's a little, I was looking at it all the time. So yeah, move on from
You'll
that.
You'll get back on the horse.
I'll be back. Yeah, but so that means that my favorite way to do it is barbecue.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's such an American thing.
I know, it is. Barbecues, do you do them?
Oh, yeah, like twice.
Twice
a decade.
In your life?
Yeah,
we just have the barbecue always outside.
Barbecues in the UK, they're always hosted by someone called Ollie. Who will have someone who wants to be their fiance but hasn't got there yet, who insists on calling him Oliver because she thinks it sounds nicer. And he will have Oakley sunglasses that he wears on the top of his head.
All the time.
All the men have to be in shorts. All of them. Doesn't matter what the weather is, though.
I didn't know you
And they
had
have
those
to wear
people
like
here.
a stripy shirt.
Oh, okay.
And those are the rules.
Do they wear the sunglasses on their head like 11 o'clock at night? They're still in them?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. They're just there as a sort of statement, though.
Okay.
What about American? Oh, American barbecues is like every morning.
Yeah, it's just we have it going. We have the green egg smoker going in the back, and we just pop into that the way we pop into the fridge. We're like, what's in there?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So when I like to make the dog belly, we rub it. I'm going to read from my notes.
Sure.
Because I don't do it that often, but I do want to make sure that people know how to cook this. We rub it with salt, and the drip tray is very important, so you don't.
Oh yeah, because otherwise it will burn on.
Yeah. So we crisp it with a sauce, and the sauce is ketchup, apple juice, brown sugar, ACV, chili sauce, and American mustard. Not your French stuff.
Come on.
However, I did learn something from your people, which is the brown sauce.
Really?
Yes, it really just adds a little special.
It's a little fruity. Yeah. I like that.
And then I really like you can. What is it? You can end up the pulled dog.
Pulled dog.
Yeah.
Right, like pulled pork.
Yeah.
Right. So you just with the two forks, you just pull it all apart.
Yeah. And it's just sweet and smoky and spicy and.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think you're ready again.
Yeah.
I think you're ready.
I think I'm ready for that.
I think so.
My stomach's growling about that.
Now, last time, we asked you for your spiciest death threats.
Yes.
Following on from the email that we read out from Mr. Yu.
Yes.
I can't remember his first name.
I think it was Duck.
Duck. That's right.
Something Duck.
Mr. Yu
Yu.
came up with quite a long and elaborate description of how he wanted you in particular, I think, to die.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we've had some. We wanted. Can anyone better it? Because you were drowning, I think, and
Hit
burning
by a
in
car,
hell.
and my grandmother
and your grandfather on his knees, and all the rest of it. You know, I love cheese. Shoot it. So we've had some colourful death threats. Why don't you take the first one?
I'll read this one then. Should I play the one as well that we just got?
Oh yeah. Maybe we'll finish
with that one. All right. So Stuart in Phoenix says, not so much a death threat as a wish, but if pushed, I'd hope that you drowned in one of your own dog manure pits. Love the show.
That's a thing.
It is.
I mean, that does happen.
That happened to one of my great step uncles.
Oh really?
Yeah. He drowned back in the pit bull manure pit.
Oh.
The pity pit.
Right. Because you should never help someone drowning as well.
Never.
That's the trouble.
That's the trouble.
Because if you can end up.
You could end up drowning.
So if ever you see anyone drowning, just walk away.
You have to leave them.
Yeah.
It's just. You could go in the pit, and then other people go in the pit, and it's just an endless chain.
Yeah.
So we just let him drown.
Yeah, of course.
And
that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, and I think he's probably still in there. It's kind of like one of those bog men from Scotland.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
4,000 years from now.
Yeah, they're gonna find him.
That's cool.
That'll be cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Brianna in New Hampshire says, I would leave some of your precious dog meat out in the sun, maybe in some Tupperware, so it gets good and fizzy, so you could die watching your own intestines coming out of your mouth as you vomit to death. Okay. I quite like that.
That's pretty creative.
I'm not against that. I mean, I've eaten fizzy hummus. I don't think I've eaten fizzy dog.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Kind of something you get at the state fair.
Well, you know, one of the things you get in calf and puppy feed is fermented colostrum. Now, I've never tried that. I know colostrum is quite a buzz thing at the moment. People are very into that, like raw milk.
You know something we like to do?
What?
Okay, we've only done it once.
Okay.
But since we've been around since 1981...
Did you do it by accident? Did you leave something on a window?
Kind of.
Okay.
No, it was... somebody was into prepping and was worried about something happening, and so put a bunch of fetal pups in jars and then buried them in the backyard.
Okay.
And then we found them, and it turned out they had aged like eggs, right? And it was like a 1,000-year-old pug egg, but it was a 1,000-year-old fetal pug.
Wow.
But it wasn't 1,000. It was 20 years. Had many layers, and once you got into the middle of it, it was super soft. It was like eating boiled shrimp.
Like gelatinous kind of. I can imagine almost a jelly.
We spread it on toast.
Wow. I would be curious to try that. What was the flavour?
It was kind of smoky, kind of blue cheesy.
Yeah. Almost that kind of, almost like sweat.
Yes.
Like eating sweat.
Yes.
Yeah. I can imagine that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We should do that again. You know, the thing is, you got to always plan ahead. You've got to do that now because in 20 years.
Right. Yeah.
Matt in Arbroath.
Arbroath. Yeah.
Simply says rabies.
Well, thank you for those. Do keep them coming.
Yeah. We discussed last time it was irrational exercise fears.
Oh, yes. Because you were worried that if you did a press-up, your arms would just pop out of your shoulder sockets and
your torso would slap to the ground. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, we asked for some of those from you.
Okay.
And Mary says, when I'm doing particularly hard set of almost any exercise, I worry I will clench my teeth so hard they will either crack or sink so far into my jaw that it goes weirdly flat.
Okay. I do worry about that. I worry about sort of...
Yeah, and then they just shatter.
Yeah. That kind of clink, 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 clink.
I think it's too many cartoons.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Yeah.
Or maybe
it's dreams
fact.
about money. I'm fine. Subsidies.
That's farming, guys.
Yeah. Back to farming.
Finally, then, we have an email from Ellie who says, after reading your page, as in Facebook page, I'm absolutely furious, and you're lucky I don't call the FDA on you. Why? Well, it's simple. How are you going to be a local provider of ethically sourced dog and hound meat and not even offer raw dog milk? Do you offer raw dog milk?
We do not offer raw dog milk.
Okay, so don't even think about...
Don't ask about it.
Yeah, because you won't get it sold to you quietly because it's not strictly...
Nope.
Okay. Well, Ellie's a big fan. She says, raw dog milk has many health benefits that are destroyed by the pasteurization process. And most importantly, the taste and texture just is not the same. The pasteurized stuff has a silky mouth-coating texture that, while acceptable, does not come close to the musky, grainy qualities that come straight from the bitch's teat. How can you not provide these proven benefits to the community? We don't.
We definitely don't.
We don't. Sure, the puppies eat their shit and then lick the nipples, and most of the time the dogs have to lay in their own feces, but I'm willing to take the risk so I can produce the dog roquefort my community has come to love. Do better. Okay. Also, do you sell Great Dane tomahawk steaks? Asking for a friend.
Yes. To the tomahawk steaks.
Okay.
Definitely.
And definitely
no raw milk. You can definitely not ask for it at our farmer's market table or visit us at the farm.
Yep.
Address is at the bottom of the website.
Yeah.
And we will definitely not meet you at the green barn door.
Yep. Look for the orange cooler. It's podcast at elwooddogmeat.com. If you would like to get in touch, we would love to hear from you, whether it's something about cooking, something about animal farming, whatever it is. We would love to hear from also any exercise fears you've got and your fruitiest death threats. Do keep those coming.
Can we end with the one audio death threat really quick?
Yes, absolutely. While Molly's getting that ready, I'll remind you that if you wanted to support the work we do, you could head to patreon.com/Elwood Farms.
Yes.
Where we have lots of bonuses and surprises and things that you can get. There are t-shirts, there are stickers, there are all sorts of things to be had for our supporters. And supporters get access to a little bonus feature that we do, which is voice notes from the farm, which I think it's your turn to do the next one. Sorry about the sirens, but
somebody's picking up the. Somebody might.
It's the raw dog milk police. It happens.
Or somebody fell in the pit.
I won't just walk away.
Yeah, right.
What can you do?
Farming. All right. Here's a final death threat for everyone.
Oh, nice.
Here we go. No name attached to it, but
Okay.
Hi, I'm calling for my order for you to blow your brains out because you shouldn't be alive. Fuck PETA.
I like this. I'm calling my order to blow your brains out, and then there's a massive pause where she was like, "That's all I had." It's like that was the joke.
I was ready,
and now I don't know where to go. I don't know where to build. Where's my yes and on that?
Oh, she missed it. You had one chance.
Yeah, she needs to go to some improv classes, I think. Well, it's still very welcome. If you want to leave us a voice note with a death threat, you can. You can find the phone number on the website. It's elwooddogmeat.com. That's it from us.
Thanks so much for joining us.
See you next time. Bye.